Hi Friendlings, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing my what's in my camera bag. To be honest with you, Ollie should really be here because both of us use exactly what's in this camera bag all the time. But I thought I would share with you guys what we go around with all of the time, making sure that we've got on us 24/7 in case of any, I don't know, photography things arise. Now this pack is kind of a pack that we would use if we went on a full-blown trip. So it's an everyday one to a certain extent, but it's not a full-blown, if I'm going out at the weekend then I'm going to grab just my vlog camera. It just really depends on what sort of thing that you want to use these cameras for and what you intend to do on like a daily basis, or what you intend to do with the video content, or just generally what you want to do matters entirely on what is in your bag. So this is just an idea to show you guys what we carry around with us, and really I hope you enjoy. So the first thing that I would like to share with you guys is the battery. The amount of batteries that you have is so important. Like, there's 4 batteries here obviously, but there's also one inside the Canon. Actually, I'm gonna have to check. Yeah, there's one inside the 7D. Normally there's one in the 60 as well, but obviously because we're not using it as much, it's not entirely needed to be in there all the time. But anyway, so batteries is definitely something that you need all of the time, especially if you're going out and doing a really long shoot. And it also relates into the battery charger, which connects to the Canon 7D. So reeling off onto that as well, making sure that you have enough batteries on you all of the time, and having enough charge makes so much difference. Like, I did a wedding a few years ago and I wish I had that clip-on charge thing, because at the end of the day I had to keep grabbing out of my bag numerous chargers, whereas this one's all connected to the camera, which means you don't have to actually take them physically out and put them in. So they all go in the bottom. All you have to do is obviously clip it unlocked, put the batteries in, and there is a button on the side which says on or off. If you switch it on when you're starting to lose battery in the battery that's already in the camera, it then lightens. It then charges. Not charges, it already, I can't talk. It uses those supply of batteries to actually use in the camera. I don't think I can explain it better than that, but you get the ideas. So let's talk cameras to begin with. So me and Ollie have 3 cameras actually, that are, I completely forgot about the G7X that's in front of me. 3 cameras that we always make sure that we've got on us, depending on what we're doing for the day. If I'm going out vlogging, or if Ollie's going out vlogging, then depending on what we're vlogging, we will take the G7X, which is the Canon one, which I'm filming on right now, and we will take the Canon 7D. Now, if I'm going out vlogging, which if you guys watch my YouTube videos, out and about, I like to take the Canon G7X just because it's small, it's compact, the quality on it is absolutely incredible. I'm very, very happy with the content that comes out of it. It's lightweight, even with the Gorilla, I can't remember what it's called, the Gorilla legs, Gorilla feet, whatever they're called. Even with that attached to it, it's so easy to carry around with you. It fits in my bag when I need to. The only other thing is we keep needing to buy batteries for this thing, because we've only got one, and that is the biggest flaw that we have, because we haven't bought another battery for it. As you can, I'm gonna look up, but just so you know, the little fluff ball that's on top of the Canon G7X is actually called a muff. I know. Now this traps all of the wind. So when I'm vlogging outside the house, when the wind tries to take in front of the camera, you know when you hear that crackling noise on some camera phones or things like that, that is what this stops. The little hairy like tuft it has, that stops the wind making that crackling sound. So that's, I think it was like £2 off Amazon, I think Ollie picked it up for. Definitely worth it if you're gonna be out vlogging all of the time. I think it fits onto pretty much any camera really. It's just a little bit of Velcro that goes on top to cover up the microphone. So if you're going to invest in a Canon G7X, I'd definitely invest in with a little hairy tuft as well. What else can I tell you about the G7X? So it's got a flip up screen, which is what I keep looking at now every so often, because I'm not very used to filming on this one at home. It's a hard thing to work out. So it's got the flip up screens, which makes it really, really easy when you're out and about vlogging. Enables you to see who's in the shot, where you need to be, especially when you have like taller friends. Ollie, for instance, he's really tall, so I have to make sure I like tilt it up. That's really handy. It's touchscreen as well, so you can make sure where it needs to focus. The battery life on this one lasts me all day, to be fair, if I'm out and about all day. Friends Fest is a great example for this. I used that all day and it did not run out at all on me. Oh, and another great example is IKEA. IKEA, this did excellently. I had no trouble with it at all. Filmed for a really, really long time, so even though I keep saying we need batteries, this one actually lasts really, really long. Going on to the next camera, which is the Canon 7D. This is one of our newer cameras. We bought it in a pack and it came with the lens of 22 to 105mm. Basically, we use this camera for home videos. We use this camera for going out and about taking photos. Ollie uses this camera alongside the G7X when he goes out filming golf YouTube channel, so it has so many kind of qualities. Now, when we were looking into getting it, we wanted a camera that did both filming and photography to the highest level that it could, for in our obviously price budget as well. Now, this camera has autofocus on it, which makes it a lot easier when you're filming videos in the house, or you're filming generally. It autofocuses on your face, which means you don't have to keep worrying about whether you're out of focus or not. And especially as the screen itself doesn't come unattached, it is stuck, so you can't even look at yourself when you're filming to make sure you're still in focus. But apart from that, the image quality is absolutely incredible. The film quality is absolutely incredible. And I absolutely love Canon so much. I've been a Canon fan for donkey's years. My first camera was Canon. Everything else that has followed on from that has been Canon. I mean, my first proper camera was a 400D. And ever since then I've just stuck with it. I've even, like, well, as you can tell, I've even convinced Ollie that Canon is the best one out there. Anyway, back to the camera. So the lens that we went for, it does zoom in and out to a certain extent, obviously going to the 105 to the 24, autofocus, manual focus on there. I just can't explain about the quality. I think if you guys are looking for a camera where you can use both photography and videography, then I definitely recommend this camera. Got 2 slots in for memory cards. One of the slots is for the bigger, chunkier memory cards, which I don't know whether some of you will know about. Not the small ones. It has got the small SD card in there, but it has got one of the bigger ones, and I cannot remember what they're called, but the 400D used to have them. And it's got space in there for one of those as well. All the ports are on the there's loads of ports for the microphone, headphones. I realised this is a 7D Mark II before I get told off and forget that as well. So yeah, last camera that I have in the bag is the Canon 60D. Now this is actually its birthday. I'm sure it is. I've had this, yes it is actually, it's about 4 years old now. This little beaut is 4 years old. I brought this in my second year of university because I wanted a decent camera, and the film and the photos are on this are absolutely great, but they're like, the 7D is just one step up, so much better than this one. Obviously the Canon 7D is full frame and this one isn't, but it has like the flip screen as well, which is obviously really, really handy for when you're trying to see what you're doing. But the Canon 60D I still use, but on like a rarer occasion. But I went out the other day, used I think all 3 of these all together, and it works so well. The quality is outstanding. I mean, Canon itself, I can't promote them off. I just love them so much, and the camera quality I've never had any trouble with at all. Obviously I think it's a good point to say that I am not being told to say any of this. I just love Canon so much. Yeah, so the 60D is what I used to use at uni. It got me through my whole entire, well, second to third year of university. I've done weddings in this, I've done portraits in this. So we were debating on selling it when we got the 7D Mark II. I just didn't have the heart to, and I think it's always good to make sure you've always got extra cameras with you as well. And anything could happen. I mean, especially if you're starting to do weddings, if you're doing parties, if you're doing, I don't know, if you're going out to a mud run, which technically we've done, then you need to make sure you've got backups. But yeah, so that's the cameras covered. What else I've got in my camera bag is I always carry a flash gun with me. You never know when you're going to need a flash gun, especially as if you're out, when's the most parties, when they have flashing lights and things like that. I love to have a flash gun with me just to make sure that I can get everything lit and everything focused and everybody in shot perfectly, especially when it's so annoying. When you go to parties and things, they have like the lights or streaming on one side but not streaming on the other, and then you've got people's faces like half mixed up. Anyway, yeah, so flash gun I always keep in there, and I haven't actually put it on here, but I always try and keep batteries spare in my bag as well, which I think we've kind of used for like the TV remote, but yeah, we need to replace these. So that's definitely something that I would recommend for you guys to take out with you as well, especially if you are using flash guns. I know that some people use them more than others. I think more the thing at the moment really is to take out ring lights. But I never used to have a ring light back in the day. Oh my god, I sound so old. Quite nice to see that things have moved forward and things are much more affordable now. It just makes it a lot easier to make good content, really. So obviously the other thing that we always make sure that we've got enough is to make sure I've got a microphone. Now this one originally Ollie brought because he was doing his golfing videos. It looks like a moustache. He was doing his golfing videos, and like the whole reason that the tuft is on the G7X, the wind was carrying too much on the golf vlogs to hear people talking and things like that, which is why, you know, we're now looking into microphones and things like that, and you know, portable microphones. So there's lots and lots of things you need to consider, and like I said, it just really depends on what you want to do, what you want to film, what your content is. The next thing that I always keep in my bag is a memory card case. So in there is all the memory cards that we have to make sure that we've got memory cards 24/7 that are all clear, ready for content, sure that they're all together, and also it just really helps them not getting damaged. You can see on the back of all memory cards, especially the smaller ones, that they've got obviously all the metal bits. Well, not metal bits, but you know what I mean. They obviously can get dusty really quickly, they can get dirty, they can get chipped, scratched, all of that lot, and you do not want to make any of your job harder if you are going out there to film, you are going out there to photography, if you are going out there to photograph, because anything that happens to that memory card and you can't read the content, you are completely and utterly screwed. Okay, so another lens that I normally have in my bag, which to be fair, I admit I don't really use as much, is my 50mm lens. I've had this for ages now. I brought this back in sixth form, and I think it cost me like 80 quid, and now it's like 100 and something. Like, it's ridiculous how much it's jumped in like 3 years, 4 years, something like that. But it's more kind of, I originally brought it because I started doing photography in nightclubs, and it just really helped the content being focused. The camera itself, it's just the 50mm, so you don't have to worry about getting in closer, you don't have to worry about being further away. You just know that that shot is there. I mean, being in a club and trying to get somebody in a photo is a lot harder, I admit, but it was good fun at the time, and I can't recommend this camera enough, especially being at close-ups and things like that. It's great for that. Just like I said, I can't say it enough, it just really depends on what you're gonna film, what you're gonna photograph. Like, that really depends on what you need. I mean, I hope that from what I've said so far and what we use them for helps you kind of figure out what you need and where you feel that your kind of route is taking you, and what you need to buy or what you need to borrow or what you're going to rent, or, you know, when you win the lottery, just buy it all. I mean, that's what we're going to do. The thing that I have is the chargers. Now, I haven't put the leads in these shots because they're a tangle, they're a pain in my butt to unwind them. And basically I keep the chargers, the 2 sets of the charging docks, shall I say, to make sure that we can always charge the camera leads. You never know when you're going to need it at the same time. And make sure you've got a big enough bag. Backpack ones, definitely the best. Make sure it's got loads of different compartments, that's the main thing. So you can hide all these bits and pieces away. Last but not least, I have my lens, which originally came with my Canon 60D, which is the lens 18-135, which is one of my most, one of my favourite lenses, alongside the 24-105. Now this one's got a little bit more zoom on it than, just because at the time I was trying to use my Canon 60D for pretty much everything. I was trying to keep my options open as much as possible on what I was going to shoot. This lens got me through quite a lot of, like I said, quite a lot of my uni work. Was able to photograph quite a lot further away, closer. It just gave me a lot more options. If you're unsure what you're going to photograph, then I'd definitely go for a lens that's got a little bit more leeway either side. 18-135, like I said, got me through quite a lot. It's got the autofocus. It's not an autofocus like the Canon 7D. Like, I know full well if I sit in front of it, it will not focus on my face if I keep moving around like this one does. It will keep me out of focus, which obviously back then didn't really bother me because I wasn't filming. I mean, my YouTube channel is coming up to its first birthday, guys. I know. Relevant, not really right now, but yeah, thought I'd let you know. So guys, that's the end of the video. That is everything that is in my 2017 camera bag. If you've got any questions, please send them across. Everything will be in the link in the description, and hopefully I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!